Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Marketer of the Day podcast. We are here mid-conversation. It's like when a sporting game on TV runs long and you start another TV show already in progress. We are here already in progress speaking with Gary B. Wright, who is all about that digital market brand multimedia content creation for personal and business brand identity. But even before getting into that, Gary and I were just talking about how it has been a wild year in so many different ways for so many of us, but that it's also important to have that gratitude and appreciate just all of life's experiences. So what were you saying, Gary, about just the year 2020 and all the things that have happened to us?
It's so awesome because with all the degradation, as we could verbalize it, with all of that, it inspired us to know that we could do better. And with the digital age at our disposal, the opportunity to do better has never been better. And so the only missing element is that we don't know how to invest in ourselves because we're not really aware of the awesomeness of our brand identity in the 21st century to the world.
And so when you say invest in ourselves, where are people investing in the wrong way? Are we talking about like a time, energy, money investment? Like we need to invest in ourselves, but where are many people investing currently?
Well, the thing is, we're talking about the analog transformation to the digital. And people, while they're making that exchange, are still investing in other brands and not in their own. So bringing the analog to the digital, they are not creating content and building brand reputation, personal and business, for themselves. They're still buying other people's products and services and using those to market when they could be investing in themselves and doing so much better.
And so what other can you give me an example of like one of these brands that people are like buying into instead of their own?
Well, I'll be general. Digital products. When you are trying to, if you're going to build a business, before you have a business, you must be aware of yourself and how you're going to be investing in that business. So the personal brand is very important, but people usually jump to the business brand. And if you don't have a personal brand, you're buying other people's products to sell instead of having a personal brand and knowing how to create your own text, your own audio, your own video presentation, scripts, etc.
And so what I'm hearing from you, and let me know if I need some correcting here, but what I'm hearing from you is there's, with all these like digital products out there, it's easy to pursue the next bright shiny object, right? And kind of pursue the dopamine hit, the online buying addiction. Let me just drop another $10, $20 on this other course. And it seems like what you're saying is people do not have a plan, right? And it's great if there's that new traffic course or that new way to make get clicks from Amazon or Etsy or something, but it seems like it would make more sense if it was something that was attached into our existing plan. And if someone out there said, well, I'm starting a business and I want to create the content, put out the videos and the blog posts, and then you get the bright shiny object, then that helps to amplify your own brand that you're pushing out there. But you need to have a plan. It needs to be part of the whole system and not just the next distraction. Is that on the right track?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much like you're saying. The bright shiny object should be under your brand, so it's more like an affiliate. It's something that's a part of your brand. You already have a brand. Like I have Digital Market Brand, which is a general brand that once you develop your digital market brand, it will become whatever it is, potteryplant.com or Jenny B. Jesus with digital market branding, or just a name, a personal brand name that validates the product that you are creating or that you're affiliating with. See, in the digital age, we're going to be moving soon. The New York Stock Exchange will soon move into digital personal branding, digital products that are, I can't think of the country where they're doing this, that every individual has a value. And if that person doesn't do anything with that brand, they still get a return on that brand because someone else has used it, like, you know what I'm saying, affiliating or have taken your brand. So if you don't use your brand, someone else will. And so the power in this digital age is to find out what your personal brand is so that you can then have a structure to build your business brand, and then therefore have a global access with whatever you do. It is under your umbrella and not something that is a bright, shiny object that you're selling, because everything that you're selling is under your brand, whatever you have named your personal and business brand. That's what is associated with it. And then you're keeping, this is important, you're keeping 100% return on your digital investment.
And so, just so we can follow along, what is your brand? Like, what's your website? What's your term that you're known for? Is it Gary B. Wright? I know you mentioned like there's the digital marketing, but if someone were to like look you up, find your website, where would they go?
Well, for example, exactly, I apologize, but it just so happens that I'm in the process of, I left WordPress because it was just so frustrating. And I'm going to ClickFunnels because it is awesome and it's giving me a one-stop shop where I don't have to go searching for other things. Everything is right there. And so I'm using that platform, but I'm in the process now of, you know, establishing my new emails so that I can have those a professional personal brand emails. And this too, your emails are also subject to the return on investment if you have a personal brand. My whole thing is teaching people that we're moving into this digital age. You now are a business. You have the exact same access as a Fortune 500 company on your iPhone. You could do the same things on that iPhone as any business with a skyscraper and a copy machine.
Right. And
So,
so, yeah, so you're moving off WordPress, you're getting set up on ClickFunnels, you are making the email sequence, and as far as what you're setting up, as far as the content creation that you're working on, I mean, what has you excited? Like, what topics, what advice are you planning on pumping out there into the world?
oh, Robert, I just finished. I'm doing some, I'm opening up 21st Century Brand Legacy on YouTube. And 21st Century Brand Legacy explains to people their value. And it's up to them then, once they understand their digital value in the 21st century, if they're going to establish brand legacy and start working towards building that brand identity and marketing it to the world, and establishing value that they can contribute to their family, their community, you know, that they'll be able to build. And that way we will be able to get away from those vices and focus on ourselves and how valuable we are to the world. And in doing so, we can get a return on an investment of that value, and then no longer have to worry about the high expensive prices of schools. It's obsolete now with self-education online.
Right. Yeah, I agree completely. It's like the whole concept of like working 9 to 5 until you're 65. That seems really out of date. And even like paying for like a big university kind of education, it also seems silly when, first of all, the information changes so quickly, and then second, a lot of the information is available on YouTube, and then third, there are so many like online courses and things where just for 20, 50, $100, you can get the immediate answer to whatever problem that you're currently figuring out. And it seems like a step in the right direction, right? Because we can all kind of like have the self-expression, and we can all build our own brand, and we can all like kind of teach the things that we've like that is like creative within us. So I
Yes.
mean, it's an exciting time to be getting some of this stuff rocking and rolling. But you know, whenever someone talks about like branding and content, the where my brain always goes is, well, how does that make money, right? Because it's one thing to put in all this work, but we need to pay the bills. So I mean, what is your plan as far as what you're setting up to turn it into paying customers?
Oh, great question. Awesome. Well, the thing is, once you have brand identity, you now have a niche specificity. You now have a specific niche group. You know, that niche group that we have trained and taught you, or you found on your own. That means those people that deal with or who have an investment in what it is that you are branding. What is it? And so if for example, my digital market brand is a general because it is a combination of digital awareness, market global access, and brand identity. And when you collect those three together, you can create a return on investment in yourself. You can invest in yourself, create a personal brand, and therefore develop a business brand. And then with that, for example, digital market brand, I can put out an ebook. Like I have an ebook out called Self-Investment, Digital Market Brand Self-Investment. You can go, I'm putting that up now. Like I said, I'm putting that up on the, my ClickFunnels program for you is coming. And I have digital market brand, and I have niche specificity. I have many books that I haven't put out yet. But once you take your brand like I am, you then can then start talking about the journey. Okay, these are the trials and tribulations, the heartache and pain that you endured in order to be at a point where you now have a brand identity. And from this point on, now you are marketing that information. It's like a rinse and repeat kind of a thing, because everything that you learn, everything that you've been through, you can now turn into content. This is content in text and audio and video presentations in which you take and tell people, not only do you teach them, but you teach them because you went through it yourself. And this is the thing that is missing in schools when they teach you this. Most teachers haven't even been through the experiences that they are teaching. And so therefore, there is no return on any investment because you're just learning for learning's sake to go work for someone else. But in this digital age, which very few people are aware of, so you go to Tony Robbins' show and you don't understand what, hey, I know it was there, but I didn't get it. They were talking too fast. All those things happen when you're not aware of your brand identity. Because when you're aware of your brand, all those things stick. You're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I could create an ebook talking about the fact that I could cook better than those people who learn how to cook from a different age, or I know how to cook biscuits faster and more softer. Just things that people can do better from their own experience. It doesn't even make sense, but to them, but yes, that is brand identity. That teaches people. They're like, they can no longer say, you know what, that person doesn't understand me, because the reason they connected with your keywords is because you went through the same similar things that they did, and they connected through those keywords. And so now they're connecting to you for more information. I mean, this is what creates identity. This is creates value. And then people start connecting with you. Next thing you know, you have a community. The email addresses and the people who connect with you, you now connect back with them. And then as you learn to use digital products and services and create your own, you now have something that's going to be valuable to them, and they have created the communication and that relationship with you, and it's a no-brainer. They're going to buy from you.
And so what's really cool about what you said there is that we all of those failures, setbacks, mistakes that we've all made previously in life, now it was worth it, right? Not only did it lead us here, but now that's like kind of storytelling, marketing, teaching material that we can now use in order to have some of the roughness and like the real problem solving. Because you talked about things like heartache, and it's like people might be like a shy or reluctant to share that kind of stuff, but once you do, now you can connect and you can be a real person. So when you're talking about all that, it makes me really curious. You yourself, Mr. Gary B. Wright, what kind of interesting heartache, problems, mistakes have you been through that is going to help you in your marketing moving forward?
Oh man, I can tell why. I can see why you make the big bucks. That was a good question. That's great, because what happened for me was in 1997 when I moved to Florida because I wanted to work at Disney. I wanted to be a videographer at Disney. I wanted to be a cameraman at Disney. And that was the goal. And so when I went there, I forgot, I'm a military veteran, I've had experience. One thing about being in the military, which is so awesome, after they teach you, they put you out there to do it. You get taught, then you have practical application. So you come out a professional. And so when you come out, I had this ability. So I wanted to be able to market that, but the teachers did not believe that I was writing my own content. This was very distressful for me, because who else would write it? But they just could not believe that this dude could write these stories. And just like you were talking about that story, You knew. And see, the story, and they just didn't believe I could write the story that well. And they said, you had to have got this from someone else. And, and so as a result, I ran from school and went on the internet, and I found and researched that as long as you do any work on the internet, there is an IP address that validates the second, minute, time, date you did anything, that validates. And that proves your copyright. So you don't have to purchase one. You don't have to purchase a lawyer for copyright. You automatically have a copyright on an IP address that validates when you did what. What you need a lawyer for is when someone says you didn't do it and they steal your work, and you need that lawyer to prove that what you have is valuable, and you then get the compensation that was taken from you. In this digital age, you will be exposed online with those ones and zeros. You cannot get away with anything. You will be exposed for who you really are online. And so if I teach you to educate yourself about your brand identity, you will be able to create a valuable return on investments.
Nice. Well, that's a cool story, and it kind of demonstrates your point there of like sometimes we plan on going off in one direction, but then life does not work out that way, and then other times we have those kind of roadblocks, but then that kind of leads to more learning, or that kind of like opens up new doors that maybe we would not have had access to
Yes.
if we continued on that clear going sort of straightforward path. And so as far as like your your goal, like you're gonna like put all these books, the emails, the products, are you seeking like regular clients, or like what kind of, if you were to have like your business just explode and like grow beyond your wildest dreams, and you like land like some kind of dream clients, what sorts of people would you really like to connect with?
Well, we deal I deal with two classes. I deal with B2B and B2C. I deal with business to business as far as creating products and services for their brand identity. That's digital marketing startups. And there's business to consumer, in which we teach we have a membership in which we teach them about their brand and how they can use and manifest that brand into virtual business, digital business online, and they have a legacy of value that they can involve their family, their friends, their community, or they can sell to someone else who can handle that better. But to create and establish value in each and every individual in the 21st century actually was the government's reason for the computer in the first place. I had the clearance, I know. They meant for us to have independence. They just weren't going to tell us, because big business was really angry at them for about that. Because now big business does not want you to know that you have the same brevity as a Fortune 500 company. They don't want you to know that.
Yeah, I mean, think about how anyone can like set up on Amazon or set up on eBay and become a store. Think about how anyone can like list a house or spare room on Airbnb and like suddenly compete with the hotels. There's a lot of kind of cutting out the middleman, and it seemed like, and this kind of relates even to our initial conversation about how 2020 has been a year for change, and it seems like a lot of things have just been phased out that were like gumming up the works. Like for example, like it kind of sucks that we have to stay at home, but now I use an app to get my groceries delivered, and it's so convenient, right? I choose a couple of things, and in an hour, it's all there. Why didn't that exist years ago? So sometimes it seems like those adversities clear out the things that have been long overdue to get rid of. I mean, like taxis. Think about how inefficient that used to be, right? You had to find the taxi number and call and wait for them, and they'd show up. Now you just have an app, you push a button and you show up. And so you're talking a lot about like, brand identity and, manifesting these things, but what does that look like in practical terms? Like what are the deliverables? Are you the kind of person that shows, well, put out the books, put out the website, put out the videos? Like these like B2B and B2C clients, what is missing? What do you want them to be like doing? What do you want them to be creating?
Well, brand identity means that, you're making mistakes pay. I mean, I worked for the government. I love being in the military. I became disabled, so I couldn't stay. But the thing I love about the military is after they train you, you go out and do the work. And then by doing the work combined with the education, you become a little more inventive in how to be creative specifically to a niche part of that that makes you special, stand out in order for you to be able to achieve and gain your promotions and your status. And that same that same mentality is moving, that we left, like you were saying, we left that analog of winner and loser, when the loser was the winner, but yet the winner won from the loser. And that mindset, that money mindset, caused corporations and separation of information and poverty. And then we're moving now into the cleanup phase, where big data is overwhelming, and this information is knowledge, and that knowledge creates products and services. Those products and services create return on revenue. And so this is the age we're living in now, digital. We have Mr. Musk, who is putting up satellites, giving the world access to the internet. This is going to give us more marketing potential to reach people who need help with the fundamentals of things, and those things that we've been through, who've had a technological or prosperous life, and we've lived well. We now can pass those things on to people, and we can be profitable from our experiences. And so making mistakes pay in the digital age is becoming a digital market brand, creating a business, and reaching a global market with a niche specificity to help others with the things that you endured, and making the mistakes pay.
And you're talking a lot here about like the transferred skills, right? And like maybe it's the skills you picked up in the military, as far as like being on time, being organized, like problem solving. You mentioned your creativity. Sometimes we're in those like bad jobs when we were younger, like maybe being like, I don't know, like an accountant or like an office manager. These jobs that maybe we hated, but we always pick up skills along the way. And then when you get into the next phase of your life, new career or new business, these skills that maybe you thought at the time were useless, you can apply them in new situations that maybe if you hadn't had those mistakes, if you had not made those mistakes pay, as you're saying, then you wouldn't be where you are now. So it's kind of interesting to think about, right? That the things in the moment, years past, maybe were not fun, but now they pay off in kind of unexpected ways.
Yeah, because now they're going to be ebooks. Now they're going to be white papers. Now they're going to be video presentations, and then you'll be amazed at the people around the world who have similar problems, who don't have those resolutions, who will be attuning to you. I mean, it's kind of crazy. You can't even understand the awesome aspect of this digital outlook of how we can take a computer, high-speed internet access, and reach a global market without having to go to a bank to get a loan, to get a tall building with computer equipment inside of it. It's kind of unbelievable, but it's true. Each and every individual has a product. The product is in you, but you have to take the responsibility now. It is almost therapy. Because once you start doing this and dealing with yourself and creating products and services as a result of your trials and tribulations and how you came to be and survive, these books will remind you of how wonderful and awesome you are. And this will change the whole mental health concept. People will stop worrying about being worthless, and they will start worrying about being worthful, because they now have brand identity and access to those strategies. They are affordable. Digital is affordable. It is self-education is accessible. You can trade off a 6-pack of beer for $1 million course. Come on, guys.
Why not do it? It's so easy. Yeah. And it's like, you're making me think of, there's so many times when like I've created like an ebook or a course that it, like you said, it helped me. Like it was like therapy. It got me clear about my ideas, my steps. Sometimes I would take some kind of just sloppy notes or bullet points or steps and tidy it up and make it into a whole product and say, whoa, now I've actually like thoroughly documented this process of making a podcast, making a book. And now it's a thing that it helps me, it helps others, but it like even kind of encourages me more because I got clear about what I was saying. And then you get kind of that abundance of, you see other people that you're helped, and it kind of motivates you to do more. So you kind of have that upward spiral. So, I mean, there's been so much for us to think about today. And I want to make sure that if someone is listening and they're like, okay, I'm convinced I need to talk to Mr. Gary Wright. I need to talk about my brand identity, need to figure out some strategy, some next steps. Where's the website at? Or if you're getting set up on ClickFunnels, where will the website be?
The website will be digitalmarketbrand.com. It'll be clickfunnels.com/digitalmarketbrand. People can reach me right now. You can do brand 3 member, brand number 3 member at at gmail.com.
Okay.
So brand 3 member. Brand 3 member is for the beginner, intermediate, advanced member. So the brand 3, beginner, remember, beginner, intermediate, advanced. So brand 3 member at gmail.com, and you can contact me. Contact me, and I will definitely be linking you to my website once I get it completed, or I will send you an early reminder or whatever it is that we develop to get that content to them. But we appreciate and look forward to all those who are ready to become successful as a brand and have global access. And it is a decision to make, because now you get what you ask for. In the 20th century, you were mad because you couldn't get gainful employment. Now gainful employment is right at your disposal. Now, are you going to take advantage of it? Create brand legacy for your family, for your community, for your country. I mean, actually, because when we're all doing well, that doesn't leave any room for vice. I want us to get rid of vice and use vice and turn it into product and services to help others. And then once we get into this valuable brand content, and then people start understanding their value. So, hey, all those things I went through weren't for nothing. And honestly, the government did this. They're just not telling us. They gave us access, but we are looking at bright, shiny objects through the networks, or going to Facebook and shaming somebody, rather than taking advantage of that strategy and creating content to be able to present your brand identity. And so these are the things. Now, you will be exposed online. So are you going to be an employee, an entrepreneur, a consumer? What are you going to be? Because whatever it is, the things that you do are all going to equal to your brand identity. So you might as well be successful with it online. And our training and our teaching, like I say, business to business for product and services, business to consumer. We teach brand identity membership. That's what we're doing with the ClickFunnels setup, so that you will be able to go get a membership to learn about your brand identity in the 21st century, because there's so many more things for you to learn about how to create products and services, things that I could get into detail with here, because those are products and services. And so I want to tell you, though, keep in touch. I am setting things up. I apologize for not having everything together, but everything hit me kind of at the last minute. But we were ready to do it, and so we're getting on it. We were lucky to make the transition, because Russell Brunson is awesome. And if anybody really wants to get involved on the One Funnel Away Challenge to go, and if they're ready to go and get online, I really suggest you get in touch with the One Funnel Away Challenge online with Russell Brunson and begin. But if you haven't established your brand identity, I'm doing that for you, so you will have membership to get access to that content, so then you can become successful online in the 21st century.
Nice, very well said. And as we're winding down here, like you saying that, it reminds me, there was some quote I saw the other day where they were saying, like, what if the next Albert Einstein or Elon Musk was born like 200 years too early, and there was just some like genius who could have changed the world, but he had to spend all day farming some crops, or spend all day mopping the floor. But now that we can all express our brand identity, and in a way, we're all kind of our own geniuses, right? You can be an Elon Musk in your own space, but now that there's the communication platform, now we don't have to spend our whole life tilling the farm when we could be doing greater things. But as you said, there's also the possibility of squandering it, right? We have the technology, we have the time, but it's tempting sometimes to buy the bright, shiny objects, or to get into the arguments on Facebook. Why not change course slightly and use the same smartphone and internet access you have into doing something, like you said, that's not based on the vice. It actually helps people in the world. And so people can and should email you at brand3member@gmail.com. And just to get the conversation with them going, what should they put in the subject line, and what should they be asking you about in this email we want them to send to you?
Need help with my brand identity, looking for my brand identity, want a brand identity, anything that has to do with you getting access, and keep it down to like just really short and 3, 4 keywords there, and that way hey, definitely just anything dealing with you wanting to know more about your brand identity, just to say, hey, give me more information about brand identity. Just being simple as that. But the thing is that everyone has a brand identity. My thing is, do you want more information on how to become successful with it? Because if you don't, then you don't need to contact me. But if you want to be successful, because if I can't make you successful, then I look stupid. So I'm not going to look stupid. So guess what? You're going to become successful. So don't make the decision to contact me unless you're ready to go.
Okay, so only be serious. So if you
Only
don't
be
want to
serious.
be, yeah, if you don't want to be successful, throw your phone in the garbage, throw your computer out the window. But if you do want success, if you do want what you have earned and deserve, then open your email, type in the to field brand3member@gmail.com. Tell Mr. Gary that you need help with your brand identity, and you can get a conversation going. You can see where that leads, and you can at least get another person thinking about this, because if you don't get on it now, when will you ever find the time? So we'll see you there. Send that email to brand3member@gmail.com. And then am I getting this website, this future website right, Gary? It's clickfunnels.com/digital market brand.
Yeah, I think that's how we got it down. But either way, it's either that right there, they will. I will have it set up so that you will get directed there. So I think I have that
Okay.
right. But that's basically it, because when they see digital market brand, they'll know it's me, so they'll connect you to that anyway. So make sure that after clickfunnels.com, because you need that to get there. But you / and then digital market brand, and then they'll get you right to me, because I'm the only one with that brand identity. So that's the thing, and I really want everyone, don't spam me. Do not spam me, because if you do that, I'll shut it down. Do not spam
Uh,
me, and I want to get I need to get the domain address up so I can give them that, because they deserve the domain address. But I'm giving the Gmail one right now, because I'm sure there are going to be some people that I need to help and I want to get in touch with, because this is important. And this is the missing link for people when they want to pay the high price ticket to go to see Tony Robbins and Dan Graziosi and Russell Brunson and Sandra Kukowski and many other great mentors out there teaching us to be successful in the digital age. So
and
yes.
and and as you said, Gary, if you go to that kind of Tony Robbins or Dean Graziosi and you don't know what you want, or at least
Yeah.
have some idea, or at least if you're not on the path somewhere, then you won't know where to apply that. It'll just kind of wash over you and won't be useful to. So to make it useful, email brand3member@gmail.com. Say I need help with my brand identity, and we'll see you there. And so, Gary, anything to say to just wrap this up, wind this conversation down?
Well, yes, I appreciate you, Robert. I really appreciate you're awesome. I thank you for giving me the opportunity, the platform to get this knowledge out to people, because I've been working on this for a very long time. With my military experience, with my college education, I was able to compile this to be able to help resolute. New Year's is coming, and New Year is a time for us to have resolution and say, we're going to become again. And the only problem we had in the 20th century is that there was no other platform, no other alternative but to work for someone else. Now you have a platform, it's economic, it's structured digitally, and I can show you how if you want to know your brand identity.
Well, exciting. Well, we will see where your business leads and where you end up. And in the meantime, brand3member@gmail.com. People should email you. And Gary, thanks for taking the time. We really appreciate having this conversation.
I appreciate the opportunity, Robert. I'll be in touch with you later with some other exciting things. I think you'll find. You probably might want to interview me again. I don't know, but I
Yeah,
will
I
keep in
will.
touch with you. But thank you so much for the opportunity, and it's a great connection. And I wanted to give people this brand legacy stocking stuffer for Christmas and New Year's, to get prepared for the holidays and New Year's with the stocking stuffer of their digital market brand, for them to be able to create brand identity in the 21st century. Thank you.
Thank you.